Hey guys, it's Ben. Welcome back to the channel. It is the end of 2021 already. We have had an absolutely great year in movies, but 2022 is looking pretty stacked, looking pretty amazing. Very excited for what this year is gonna bring in movies. So today I'm gonna break down my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. This list was super hard to make. There are so many great movies coming out this year. It really feels like all the buildup and all the delays from COVID are kind of culminating in this year. I have a whole bunch of honorable mentions. I could honestly list like 30 honorable mentions, but I had to narrow it down to a short list. So here are some honorable mentions before I get into my 10. Okay, number 1, Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise returns to the Top Gun world. Looks really great from the trailers. You know, Tom Cruise is always doing his own stunts. All the action sequences are real and you can feel it, and I love it, and this looks no different. Avatar 2, James Cameron is returning to the world of Pandora after, what, has it been 12 years at this point? 13 years? James Cameron is such an innovative director and always is doing interesting things. He's had over a decade to work with the technological advancements that we've made in regards to filmmaking, and it's, you know, everybody's saying that he's gonna be trying some new things and he's gonna be breaking some new ground. So all of that has me extremely excited for this movie. Jurassic World Dominion. This is the culmination of this trilogy. I've enjoyed the 2 films. They're kind of guilty pleasure movies, but now that the dinosaurs are in the US and we have all the old casts returning, I hope this is a big epic culmination of the franchise. Don't Worry Darling, Olivia Wilde's new movie. I'm looking forward to anything she's doing after Booksmart. Florence Pugh is amazing. She's in this. Harry Styles in this. Interested to see what he has to bring to it. I'm actually not super familiar with the story of this movie, but it's Olivia Wilde, Florence Pugh, Harry Styles. I'm in. Bullet Train, a new action movie directed by David Leitch, starring Brad Pitt among others. I also don't really know much about this movie. I just know it takes place on a train and there's Brad Pitt's there and it's action, and I don't really need to know more. I'm in. David Leitch did some great stuff with Deadpool and John Wick. Next Goal Wins, Taika Waititi's new movie starring Michael Fassbender. Anything that Taika Waititi is doing, I'm looking forward to. The Gray Man. This is starring Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, and it's directed by the Russo brothers. It's a new action franchise. It's like a spy, espionage, thriller type franchise that they're trying to start up here. Russo brothers have done, obviously, amazing things over the MCU, so I'm excited to see what they bring to a new action franchise. Nope, the newest movie directed by Jordan Fisher, another movie that I don't know anything about. Is there a plot synopsis even out there? I don't know. It's Jordan Peele. He's doing such interesting things in the horror genre that I will be looking forward to any movie that has his name on it. David Fincher's The Killer is kind of David Fincher reverting back to his old ways and doing a serial killer movie, and he's done some great serial killer movies. One of my favorite directors of all time. So obviously I'm super excited for this movie. All right, and for my last honorable mention, I know I've had a lot, but there's too many good movies. Strange World, the newest movie by Disney Animation. It's a new original movie. We've seen some concept art and we've seen a plot synopsis, but looks like we're gonna be delving into a whole new strange world. Looks really interesting. Don't really know much about it, but very much looking forward to it. Love what they're doing over there at Disney Animation as of late. All right, number 10, Killers of the Flower Moon. Martin Scorsese is back, reuniting with Leonardo DiCaprio, and right there you got Leonardo DiCaprio, one of my favorite actors of all time, and Martin Scorsese, one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. And it's like a Western type movie, big budget drama. We don't see those that often. On Apple TV Plus, Jesse Plemons is in here, based on a novel. Very much looking forward to this movie. Sure to be an awards contender. Number 9, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Coming off of Spider-Man No Way Home, this movie has a lot of hype and a lot of momentum behind it because it's building right off of what that movie set up, and I'm really looking forward to it. The little teaser that they showed at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, I thought was actually really great. Visually, I thought it looked really good. I like the ideas that they're going for here, the whole evil Doctor Strange aspect. I'm sure there's gonna be lots of fun surprises and cameos in here as we've heard. So very much looking forward to this movie. Very interested to see what Sam Raimi's gonna do, coming back to direct a superhero movie since Spider-Man 3. What's he gonna bring to it? He has such a unique flavor and style to his filmmaking that I'm really looking forward to what he's gonna bring to it. Next, at number 8, I have Mission Impossible 7. Mission Impossible is such a different action franchise than most out there in that it doesn't rely on the green screens. It doesn't rely on the visual effects. It's real, and you can feel it. Tom Cruise is doing his own stunt. He's flying helicopters, you know? It's real, and you can feel it, and I love these movies. The most recent one, Mission Impossible 6 Fallout, was my favorite in the franchise and a perfect action movie. So very excited to what they're gonna bring to this movie. Apparently this is kind of like a two-parter, and it's gonna be the end of the franchise, so yeah. Next at number 7, I believe, Knives Out 2. I love Knives Out so much, possibly my favorite movie of 2019, and that was an amazing year for movies. Rian Johnson just gets the whodunit, and what he did with Knives Out was so great. Such a perfect whodunit movie that twisted the genre on its head, but also kept it so suspenseful and engaging, and I love everything about it. I love the cast. I love Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, and yeah, doing another mystery set in a new setting. I think it takes place in Greece with an incredible cast. Like, the cast here is stacked. Really, how can you not be excited for this movie? If it comes out this year, I hope it does. All right, next I have Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor Ragnarok was such a pleasant surprise for me, and it's honestly one of my favorite films in the MCU, one of the most rewatchable films, and that's largely due to Taika Waititi, what he did, how he changed the franchise into what it is now, how he changed the character of Thor, you know, giving him such a comedic and he made Thor fun, and it was awesome. And Thor Ragnarok is a blast. Also, this is just like the one MCU project where I really don't know much about it. We haven't seen anything from it yet. But Christian Bale is gonna be in here. Forgot about that. Come on. Christian Bale is the villain. Next, we got Turning Red. Okay, so one thing you should know about me is I'm a huge Pixar fan. Love Pixar so much. My favorite film studio by far. And I'm gonna be looking forward to anything they're doing. Whatever movie they have coming out in a given year is gonna be on my top 10. But Turning Red is special because, you know, it hits close to home, literally, because it takes place in Canada. It takes place in Toronto. I live right by Toronto. I'm a Canadian. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It looks really cute. The trailers look great. Domi Shi's directing. She did a great short film in Bao. So it's a Canadian Pixar film. Looks like a lot of fun. I'm in. Next, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. I absolutely love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse like most do. Such a creative and innovative animated film. Love everything about it. So super excited for this movie, especially since we're now diving into other dimensions, which means they can, you know, experiment with a lot of different type of animation styles and stuff like that. Can't wait for that. Excited to see these characters return. And it's a two-parter. That's awesome. Lots of Miles Morales coming to the big screen, and I love to see it. All right, number 3, I have The Batman, and I can't believe this is at my number 3 because I'm so unbelievably excited for this movie. You have no idea. The approach that Matt Reeves is taking when it comes to Batman, I love. It feels so right. The dark and the gritty approach and the comic accurate approach that he's taking. The trailers have been unbelievable. I've loved everything about them. And just from what we've seen, the cinematography, the grit, the score, the feel, everything about this movie just feels right. I love it all. I can't wait to see it. I love how they're delving into the detective side of Batman and really giving it that Seven feel. This movie is kind of what I've always dreamed to see in a Batman movie. And it looks like we're gonna be getting it. And I cannot wait. We're only like 2 months away. So, let's go. All right, number 2. What could beat the Batman, you ask? Well, come on, Lightyear? I mean, a sci-fi Buzz Lightyear action-adventure movie, of course it's gonna make my top 10. Like I was saying, huge Pixar fan, and Toy Story was my childhood. Toy Story was my thing. I love Toy Story so much. The Toy Story movies are still some of my favorite movies of all time. I love them to death, and the Buzz Lightyear character has always been a favorite of mine. This movie, I've literally like imagined this movie. For so long, I was like, they should make a Buzz Lightyear inspired movie. That would be so cool, that'd be so amazing, like the old television show, but modernize it and make it a super fun action adventure movie. And then it was announced and my mind was blown. And this is my dream Pixar movie. This is what I've always wanted. I've literally wanted this exact movie and they're doing it. And Chris Evans is Buzz Lightyear. I cannot wait. The teaser looked so good. The teaser looked even better than I could have ever imagined. Have we seen a franchise, a big animation franchise, do a big spectacle action adventure movie? I don't think so. And I think doing it with Buzz Lightyear, the character of Buzz Lightyear, is so smart, so genius. It's gonna be filled with Toy Story Easter eggs and references. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be there day one. I'm going to be there day one. But Lightyear is not my number one. My number one of the year is a little movie called Babylon. Damien Chazelle he's a 3 for 3 right now. He's done 3 movies and they're some of my favorite movies of all time. La La Land is arguably my favorite movie. Full stop. Whiplash is probably my top 5. First Man is severely underrated. Damien Chazelle, the way he does movies, his style, his approach, the way he tells stories really resonates with me and it just really connects with me. So now Damien Chazelle is returning, doing a new movie starring Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Tobey Maguire, among others. And it's set in old Hollywood. A throwback Hollywood movie by Damien Chazelle is, come on, that sounds so good. The real reason it's at number 1 is because Damien Chazelle is just the most exciting director working right now for me. I'm gonna be so excited for anything he's done. With his track record, I have my full trust and faith put in Damien Chazelle. So I can't wait. Super excited for this movie. It's been at the top of my most anticipated list for a couple years now because it's been delayed. And if it gets delayed again, I am gonna lose my mind. I need this movie now. That's it. That's my top 10. If all these movies end up coming out and they're not delayed, which let's hope they're not, this year is gonna be insane. This year is gonna be so great. There's gonna be big tentpole movies releasing every month. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any videos I put out. I'm gonna be reviewing a bunch of these movies as they are released. And yeah, follow me over on Twitter, Letterboxd, all that fun stuff. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.